12.
The goal of retirement is to stop working, but for George McDermott, he did the complete opposite. 5 years ago, his hobby of making custom submarine, ship, and aircraft models turned into something he just can't stop doing.
In tonight's KSLA Salutes, Miranda Whittington explains how this submarine veteran also discovered how his hobby helps other veterans.
Patriot Guard. This set in here is for a Korean War veteran, and this one is for his granddaughter who's aboard the George W. Bush aircraft carrier.
These submarines, ships, and tanks were all created by George McDermott.
And this is for a guy in the Korean War.
And this small room tucked away in the corner of his garage is where you'll find him bringing history back to life.
I'll have to set those other wheels on there different. My wife always says that, what are you working on now? How do you keep track of it? And I said, well, I put it in a book. I tell the people I don't know how long it's going to be. And then I try to get it for them, and if I can get it, then I call them, and then the process starts.
But what started out as a hobby 5 years ago quickly grew into a full-scale job.
Once I built one submarine and somebody saw it and they wanted one, and then another person wanted a ship, or they wanted a jet, or they wanted a tank, or they wanted a deuce and a half, or that's how it really mushroomed.
Since then, he's made nearly 300 models, mostly for veterans.
These people are there for us, and to have something that they can remember or take back or show their children or even themselves. They like to see these things. They just get all excited because these are the two nuclear submarines that went down for the United States Navy.
But the submarine is something George knows pretty well.
And went down as I was on patrol in 1968.
He joined the Navy back in the late 1960s and signed up for submarine school right after boot camp.
Everybody says, well, it's claustrophobic. I don't know if I'd like it, and this, that, and the other. And I said, well, just think of yourself in a Greyhound bus with no windows for 90 days, and the people that are in the bus you have to get along with.
He's been everywhere from South Carolina to Spain and even Scotland, and many of the submarines he's been on have launched plenty of missiles.
We were the first submarine to launch a multiple warhead ballistic missile, and that was the key to that submarine, and it started what is present day submarines right now. Because after you put the wheels on, then you got to do this, that, and the other.
While George admits he doesn't miss being in a submarine, he's happy knowing his passion for building one is something he can share with other veterans.
When you look back at these things, doesn't matter whether you're in an airplane or a tank or whatever it is you were in, you remember the good times more than the bad. The bads come back, but the good times is that I was in this and it was special. That's what's really neat. Now this will somewhat complete some of his collection.
Miranda Whittington, KSLA News 12.
George recently created 6 models of tanks, submarines, and planes that he delivered to Austin for the National Submarine Convention.